You're watching Oilersnation Radio.
Back to 2 a week.
It's been a minute.
Club blowing up on a Tuesday.
We haven't done it since June when the thing happened.
Don't remember.
As far as I know, the season got canceled.
Similar to 06.
I remember Game 6 and then the season getting canceled.
It was such a quick turnaround, though, to go right into free agency that we didn't
It was
really,
a week.
We didn't have much time to.
Monday, one Monday was terrible. The next Monday was
Not so bad.
Jeff Jackson. You're
Bad
pretty good at
case
what
of
you're
the
doing.
Mondays.
You're pretty good at what you don't do.
Canada
Yeah.
Day. Yeah.
He didn't want to do it, but he did a very good job well.
So I think we should just keep doing these shortened seasons or shortened off seasons.
And then, yeah, you're right. And then 7 weeks after that, it was like, oh, it's rookie tournament time. Players are reporting for camp. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We had
Not
7 weekends without hockey, more or less.
pretty much, yeah. It's quick. That's why we're back. With this is, I'm titling it the Big Fantastic Predictions episode.
It's big.
Will it be fantastic? Who knows? Depends how we do, I guess. I personally plan on nailing 100% of my predictions this year, unlike years past when I didn't try to hit all of them.
Yeah, I've never tried.
Try harder today.
First year I'm
Yeah.
trying, yep.
Well, you guys know me. I'm a bit of a content guy. I like to just throw out things.
Sometimes we say things in jest as
Yeah,
predictions
yeah.
that we don't actually mean.
Totally.
Like when last episode we predicted if the lineup we were seeing for the Oilers preseason game would end up being the lineup for the regular season. And it wasn't. They sent Noah Philp down.
Yeah.
Which Liam and I thought they would.
Bingo.
I get
Content
points though because I said they're
guys.
going to put Josh Brown on waivers.
Wow.
You did do that. Well,
I think that went without saying, to be fair.
do you think
I think some
somebody...
people said they weren't going to do it
Gregor.
because they felt like it was just
Yeah, Gregor
bad
thought-
look or blah, 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 whatever you want.
Who's this Gregor fella?
Noah Gregor, Ottawa Senator.
Noah Gregor. What is he talking about? Former teammate.
The wild thing about Josh Brown, it's like, does anybody need to get a talking to?
No,
We
because
just waived a guy with a 3-year deal.
it's $1 million. But the GM right to now today did not sign him.
No. We're not doing that.
It's true, though.
No, come on. It's the same front office.
Stan Bowman was not the GM when he got
That
signed,
is true.
was he?
Neither was Ken
No.
Holland.
Yeah, but like Jeff Jackson, I'm still blaming the organization for
Oh,
that
100%,
signing.
100%. But I mean, I
But
think
you
it's
can't
easier.
blame Stan Bowman.
I think it's
Sure.
easier for Stan Bowman to say, okay, you can hit the waivers now
Okay.
because I have nothing to do with it. It is 100% on Jeff Jackson here.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, the dude who gets to make the choice, who stays, who goes, has no ties to him.
I think people were just assuming you were trying to give Jeff Jackson.
Yeah, that you're trying to give the organization.
No. We didn't accidentally sign that contract. Somebody thought
I
it was a
think
good
they
idea.
might have.
But
There was a
Who do you
theory-
think they thought it was?
I don't know. Mike Brown?
No, there's a theory they thought it was Connor Brown. They were like, hell, Connor's going to sign for 3 years,
3 years,
$1
$1 mil, get him.
Because
Let's
Connor
go.
Brown then signed a 1 year, $1 million. What if they got the paperwork mixed up?
he's the only Josh Brown to ever play in the NHL.
They need a new
Josh,
intern. This is
Josh
the intern's
Brown's
fault.
agent is like, hey, Josh, like, we might be looking at PTO options, maybe some 1 year flyers. And then the little fax or email comes in. It's like, Edmonton, 3 years, $1 million.
You're never going to
email.
believe this. Connor Brown's middle name is Josh Brown.
Stop
Whoa.
it. Connor
made
Brown's
that
middle
up.
name is not Josh Brown.
I made that up.
It might be Josh, but it
I
ain't
didn't,
Josh Brown.
I didn't believe
I made
it.
that up.
I didn't believe it because you told me not to.
I didn't.
Wouldn't it have
I just
made-
made that up.
Wouldn't it have made sense if there was a Connor Brown 3 year deal to match the 3 year deal to Janmark? And Josh Brown, who was
Yeah.
a seventh defenseman on the Coyotes last year, got a 1 year deal?
Autocorrect. You're scrolling through it. He
So
was doing it on the
transposition.
phone. He was doing it on the phone, going through the contacts, hit the wrong Brown.
Yeah, happens.
The bits and the bytes that got misplaced. You know, fucking spreadsheets. We don't know how to use Excel.
But Josh Brown's agent has never signed a contract faster.
No.
It's actually the biggest contract his agent's ever signed. His active deals in the NHL are locked out of curiosity. Josh Brown is the highest paid client he has.
Who else he got?
The only other player of note that I know is Yona. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yona Gadjevich.
Jonah
Yo-
Gadjevich.
Jonah Gadjevich, of course.
yes.
I'll edit that. Florida Panthers.
Noted Panther.
Noted
He's-
Panthers.
yeah, if he had Gadjevich as an agent before he signed a big deal. Sorry. Didn't mean to grab your knee like that.
Hey,
I doubled down on it afterwards. So
it's kind of nice.
thanks to Puckpedia for that information.
You guys have Puckpedia on with
Today.
the Nation every day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have questions for you because I imagine you are now cap experts. But
No, I don't get it still. It's incredibly complicated.
You went
thing.
into
is
that interview
wildly
thinking
complicated.
thinking you might understand the cap.
Well, he explained it as easily as he could. And I
5-year-old.
just it's so, I don't know. I'm just
Listen,
going to
you
let
said
him
you're
go
a
for it.
content guy. You're not an accountant. This all makes sense.
I'm here for a reason.
At one point, Hart goes, "It's very easy. It's just simple fractions." And Liam and I were like, "Yeah, man, that's kind of part of the problem. Is it's fractions."
Fractions. The one on top of the other.
That
and
was a
then
funny
there's
line.
Yeah. Whole numbers, denominators, multiplication.
Those are the
tables.
things from Harry Potter. Yeah.
There's a reason I use
Yep.
American odds on Bet365.
Me too. Me too. I'm with you. With 4,400 hair salons throughout the United States and Canada, Great Clips is the world's largest hair salon brand and official hair salon of the National Hockey League. Salons are locally owned and operated and open 7 days a week. I was going to say 24/7, but they're not. You go there at 3 a.m., you're not getting a haircut. Your time is valuable. Use the Great Clips check-in app. See the wait times. Check in on your phone and get your haircut when you want. Not at 3 a.m.
If you want a haircut at 3 a.m., you do it in your own time, goddammit.
Yep.
Did we just come up with a new business idea for Great Clips, though?
Well, it is an idea for your Great Clips. Tell people to do it, and then when they mess it up so bad, they have to go to you
Yeah.
at 3 p.m.
I would like someone to come cut my hair while I'm asleep.
Sure. Why
Can you
not?
imagine waking up with a fresh haircut?
Or a bad one.
The hair in the pillow.
Hair in the bed is going to be
is-
tough.
Like, do you not shower after you get home from a haircut every time?
I sleep in a sheet, in like a plastic sheet.
Do you know that would have surprised me?
Confession. Podcast confession. I slept on a bare mattress with a blanket over it for like 8 months at one point in my life.
I did too. Then I got a girlfriend. She's like, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. They ruin things, don't they? Anyway, for more information, check out greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's going to be great. We do have some news.
Our last week.
Yeah. Great Clips has come and gone as a sponsor on the show. We do have some news to get through before we get to our big, fantastic predictions for the upcoming season. Interesting turn of events with our boy Raphael Lavoie. The Oilers put him on waivers to send him down to Bakersfield Condors. He was then claimed by the Vegas Golden Knights yesterday, which was Monday the 7th. Today, the Golden Knights have put him back on waivers to try and get him through to the AHL to the Silver Knights, I believe.
Henderson. Yes.
Henderson. He's back on waivers. Derek Van Diest is reporting that the Oilers will likely be putting in a claim to bring him on back.
Good. Yeah.
Shout out Vegas Golden Knights for hooking us up.
Yeah, so basically what happened was Vegas wasn't expecting to get Cole Schwint and Raphael Lavoie.
I think we should stop bailing him out this year.
But we want Raph.
No, we're talking about Liam and his name. The name game.
Yeah.
I think we should stop helping Vegas out. I'm just saying.
So basically, the way this works is Edmonton does not get any sort of first dibs or first priority on Lavoie.
Are we second last because we are the...
No, regular season standings were 9th last.
All right.
So Edmonton can put in a claim. If Edmonton is the highest waiver priority team to put in a claim and they get him, they can bring him and put him back on their active roster. If Edmonton claims him and nobody who's after Edmonton, so one of those 8 teams that finished with more regular season points than Edmonton, if none of them put in a claim and the Oilers are the only team in the league to put in a claim for Raphael Lavoie, Edmonton can send him straight to Bakersfield.
So
if other teams behind Edmonton put in a claim, he has to be with the Oilers.
Yes. If no one else puts in a claim, he can go to Bakersfield.
Do we have the money for this?
Well, he'd go right to Bakersfield, so yes.
What about if somebody else puts in a claim?
then, yeah, they can just send down
Cameron Wright.
and Savoy, which they'll be doing tomorrow when it's an official. What did Hops?
The official first day of the season
Bingo.
for cap calculations.
So
Is tomorrow's the day after the first games? Well,
Yeah, I mean-
minus the European one.
The day rosters have to be
So
set.
today's free. Boys are
Today's a
playing
free
for
day.
free today.
bingo. So for reference sake, if nobody else above Vegas claims
Above us.
above Vegas, because Vegas claimed Lavoie. So assuming nobody else still wants Lavoie, you're looking at Tampa Bay, LA, Nashville, and Toronto are the 4 teams
That have to get through.
ahead of it between Edmonton and Vegas.
Right.
And Toronto don't have enough money.
Assuming nobody changed their mind yesterday.
Bingo.
Now, when they put him down to bring up Savoy, was that to bring up extra money?
Well, it's a good question, Rick.
So to get you closer to the whatever.
Yeah.
So then by day one, we put Savoie back down and bring Raph back.
You could. So here's what the Oilers are doing right now. This is all via Hart from Puckpedia, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting it right. The Oilers signed Cameron Wright to a very specific contract and brought up Matt Savoie so that when the season opens, they can put Evander Kane on LTIR, and they will have exactly $53 in wiggle room. So they almost perfectly maximize this thing.
Almost get a Bobby Nix burger.
Can almost get a Bobby Nix burger. So what's going to happen is once the season actually does begin, Kane on LTIR, the Oilers have established their LTIR pool, and it is $53 away from the full amount of Kane's contract. And then what they'll do is...
So you get Kane's contract minus $53?
Yes.
Bingo.
Cool.
So now, once the season begins, they will then, I believe, and if I understood Hart correctly, they will pull Kane off of LTIR. They will send Savoie back down. They will send Wright back down. And they will run with their roster of 12 forwards, 7D, and 2 goalies, and about $1 million in cap space. And then that $1 million will continue to accrue. Where this does help the Oilers is if at any point they run into a rash of injuries and need to put Kane back on LTIR, they have maximized that LTIR pool. If they get to the deadline, they make their trades with their accrued cap space, and then they learn, okay, Kane's going to miss the rest of the season. He's out to the playoffs. Then they could also go into LTIR, and it won't matter what their cap situation is then. They have maximized their LTIR pool by establishing it on day one.
The only thing Tyler missed is with that $1 million, the assumption they signed Travis Dermott.
Yeah, they're going to sign Dermott to a two-way contract, and that's factored into that. But
Also, Puckpedia mentioned that is looking like a two-way to sign tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So does that kind of make sense? That like they're basically right now establishing that they have the maximum amount of LTIR space that they can, and then when the season begins, they'll move out of LTIR space, and they'll do a whole bunch of little
Question.
things.
I don't really... Sorry.
Could they have given Matthew Wright $53 more?
Cameron Wright.
52.
They could have given him. They could
Cameron
have.
Wright.
Yeah, they could have given him $52.50 more.
Is that not what the Leafs did? They're down to $1.
They're down to $1.
Yeah.
Not that they gave.
I
Wright the
don't
52.
understand the maximizing the LTIR pool. I don't fully understand what that means. Like, is there a pool? Like, can you only put a certain amount of players on it?
So you can only use LTIR for overages. You can't use it to like also get cap space. So if you have if the Oilers would have had $2 million in cap space and put Kane on LTIR, the only amount they could go over the cap would have been Kane's contract minus $2 million.
So is Kane on LTIR with the $53?
Yes.
So then they'll send everyone down and take Kane off that.
Yes.
So then his cap will go to the real cap.
Regular IR, and they'll start to accrue.
Okay.
In the way that, I was about to say something. It's like the reason that they do that is so that you can't just bake in players that are hurt into your contracts. You have to still be cap compliant as close as you can right up until that day.
Correct.
So they're going to run 12 forwards as long as possible?
Correct.
So Lavoie is down there till there's an injury.
Yes.
Or a corresponding up and down.
Yes.
Or there is a scenario, like we said, if somebody behind Edmonton puts in a claim for Raphael Lavoie, they might just have to keep Lavoie
And then you
on
put,
the
like,
active
Derek-
roster. And
So does that mean they
Derek
can't sign
Ryan down.
Dermott?
they would have to sign him and then just send him down.
Or
Send-
just
And have
run,
13 and 6.
Or they could stay in LTIR and keep a bunch of guys up.
Yeah, they,
They
could
could just
also do
put
that.
Derek Ryan down.
I
He's
mean,
not that old.
No, I know, but did we
You
not
don't
put
have
him?
to put him down.
Yeah. Well, he's.
We're getting a lot of mileage on that one already.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You
complicated.
could put him on waivers.
Right, because I kind of assumed if you had Lavoie and Derek Ryan on waivers at the same time, chances are someone would go for Lavoie before they went to Derek Ryan.
Well, if someone is already, the only way Lavoie stays on the roster if someone behind him claims him too. So then the
or we
assumption would
bring him
be,
up and send someone down.
well, the assumption would be if you don't get him and can't send him right back down, then if you put him back on waivers, someone's going to claim him.
And
Right?
if you claim Derek Ryan, Waz comes with him.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's a twofer.
I feel like some people in this room might sign up for that.
No,
One of you.
I'm pro Waz right now.
Oh, right.
right now. There's a caveat on it.
So Everyone get
Opens
it?
tomorrow.
As my dad would say, clear as mud.
So if you quiz, if
12-7-2 is what we're going with.
Yep.
if Tyler quizzed us all on this cap thing that just happened right now, would you understand? I would not.
I still don't really get
Sort
it.
of.
All of the words were English,
is-
but combined
Oilers-
together like that, I don't comprehend.
It is quite simple.
like reading a book in
I'll
a
simplify it for everyone. At the deadline, the Oilers are going to try and accrue as much cap space as they can.
Understand.
Put Evander Kane on LTIR at the deadline. When they find out that he can't play for the rest of the season, the Oilers will probably have like $9 million. Pretty much.
And that's by being cap compliant right on day one.
Yes.
As cap compliant as they could be without going Leafs.
And if they put him on the LTIR before, they could not accrue.
Yeah, so like not Tampa Bay,
Like we
Washington can't this year because they have Backstrom going on the LTIR and they're already $9 million over the cap.
Like we did almost every other year
Exactly.
before last
oh
year.
yeah, like that.
So yeah, it's a really interesting
Follow-up
way
question.
to do it.
So a 12-7-2 gets us how many dollars at the deadline ish?
$4 million, but that can change because the calculation changes as the year goes on. So let's say the Oilers run into a
Yeah, but
bunch.
$4 million would be like a $16 million player.
No.
It's about
No.
quarter.
We have $1 million in cap space that can grow to as much as $4 million by the deadline.
oh, okay.
It's not $4 million that can grow into 16. It's one that can grow into 4.
So you can bring on a player making around $4 million.
Yeah, give or take, because again, there'll be days where the Oilers have injuries and they have to call someone up.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
that'll
was
hurt their
kinda
ability to
getting to,
accrue.
yes.
If they were to have 3 guys get hurt, and it's like, okay, these 3 players are going to miss a week, and the Oilers have to call up 3 players, then what they'll do is they'll just put Kane on the LTIR again, and then they'll go into LTIR for a bit, which would stop any accruing. So
But then when you get him off, you go
You're
back to where you were
back to accruing.
right before.
Yeah.
All right.
They'll have at least $5 more million because they will put Kane on LTIR at the deadline.
unless he's ready to go early.
Unless they find out he's ready to go.
Now we just need to find out from the listeners if they understood what we were talking
Hold
about.
up. So you said you accrue the 4 plus Evander's space.
Yeah.
So actually, there's more than 4.
Like 9.
As long as Evander doesn't play till the playoffs.
Yeah, when they find out he can't play until the playoffs
Right.
at the deadline.
Soft tissue.
Interesting.
Soft tissue's
Soft
gone.
tissue damage. Try and find it. Yeah. Try.
It's everywhere.
Working through the news. We did mention Josh Brown did get waived. Nobody claimed him. Rat. There she goes.
We didn't package up Waz with them. That's the problem.
Yeah,
That was the problem.
the
Also, I want to say, I think it was Lauren from Sonic that kind of broke this the other day. Drummer Dale passed away. If you have been 2 Oilers games over, what would you say, Rick? Decades.
Decades. I mean, this goes back to like late 90s. I remember going to like playoff games in the late 90s.
remember,
and,
yeah.
So, and then probably before that too. So,
You remember him? He'd play his beats outside. He had the drums or the pails, and he would drum away. And just sad news. Sad news. The other thing I want to mention before we get to the predictions is more sad news. The Amazon Prime doc came out last weekend. I crushed it over the weekend. I said I wasn't going to watch it, but then spoilers started coming out on Twitter, and I was just like, I might as well just watch it because I don't want to see pieces of the Oilers scenes coming out. Who has not watched it or started?
I have not, but
zero. I'm
I'm
at
fine
0%.
with
I haven't looked at it yet.
No
I'm
spoilers.
in episode 3.
The NHL needs to do more of this stuff.
I think it's going to be awesome. Like it's cool information. It's cool to see that stuff. It may hit a little closer to home for some Oiler fans like myself. But Dan
Episode
was
5 and
saying-
6 are going to ruin your day.
yeah, but Dan was saying, like episodes 1 through 3 have nothing to do with us.
Nope.
So I feel like I can dive into that, enjoy some of that content that way. Once the season gets going here, maybe I'll dip my toe into that. But
What's the plan for you guys?
I'm just trying to find time to watch it. I haven't had time. I do want to watch it, like really bad, but
It's just, to me, it's just, sorry, I was just going to say, like, it's just such a challenging thing for them to try and come up with the topics, though. Sorry. I didn't mean
for
to
the
interrupt.
doc,
Yeah.
why?
Well, just in like the sense that like the first one is focused on the Leafs, and then they really had to focus on Nylander because he was the guy that was injured and everything. And then the second one was the Predators, and they kind of hop in mid. What was it, that losing turnaround that they did in Vegas there, and
Where they weren't allowed to go see you two.
Yeah. And then the Swayman thing was good just because it was a storyline that they had built. But I guess that would be my only thing, is just kind of, it seemed like just, I guess they took what they were given.
I think
But
you just start and then you just kind of cross your fingers and
Yeah.
pray that there's a news story there. And you're
Yeah,
like,
the drive to
thankfully we can
survive
jump on
kinda-
this now.
Yeah,
That would be my notes. Like, having finished it, my notes would have been start at the beginning of the season for everybody and then work your way through to your point. And then you'll find the stories if there are.
Did they
some.
get green lit after that or something like
Probably.
that? Or
I can't remember.
Probably. 'Cause, like,
Game 23. All right, we'll dive in now.
I don't know, because they were, like, specifically in the Predators episode, they jump all over the place.
Yeah, they start early with the Predators too.
How do you
'cause
compare it to, say,
Oil change?
No, Drive to Survive.
Drive to Survive starts in, like-
or the golf one. Yeah, obviously, if they start right at the beginning. If they start right at the beginning.
But it's
NHL.
exactly like that. If you like those shows, you're going to like this show.
Yeah, so it's comparable.
It's just a little bit more storyline driven. Like
And
the
that's
episodes
fair.
are kind of episodic, right? Like it's defined by one thing that kind of hones you in.
I think too, like on Drive to Survive, just to compare them, like the first season is really like an introduction to the characters.
Yep.
You know, like you're going into this season, there's a ton of storylines. You could go to like the Shesterkin contract if they wanted to, like obviously Florida. You could really go back to Swayman if you wanted to. Just
Do
kind of get
Utah.
that first
It's not
part.
over yet.
Utah and
San Jose, Utah, like
So, and I've not watched Drive to Survive, so if this is totally a wrong observation, let me know. But like, how many key drivers are there in Drive to Survive?
Ricardo. No, there's probably
initially,
like 5.
It started with like Hamilton,
Yeah.
Verstappen,
But,
and
like,
then
No,
Ricciardo.
the first season of Drive to Survive, they did not have any good drivers in it.
No,
But-
they had all newer names.
Yeah.
But
New
how many
kids.
like total drivers are there in F1?
20.
20.
I watched.
So like, there are max 20 things to focus on.
Yeah.
And I do know hockey, 32 teams, but like, how many star players are there or good quality story players who would have a story?
There's
like
a lot
the-
more stories
Yeah.
per team
Yeah.
as opposed to F1.
I
So
think,
do you
like-
think they have to bounce around a bit, similar to golf in a way?
Or you just follow one team.
Yeah, or do that.
But the thing is, too, all these teams are capturing so much content themselves now
Yeah.
that they can just be like, okay, the Bruins are 0-20 to start the year. Swayman's contract isn't going well. Let's just talk to the Bruins, get that stuff from them, and then just go talk to them from that point. Like you can really jump into storylines throughout the year.
Yeah.
One note, there is some Nation Network content in that Amazon docuseries.
I didn't know of that until yesterday.
Microphone?
They took pieces from like some Leaf shows that we have over at TLN. Those are in
I
there.
see what you're saying.
I saw Christopher Palmer, friend of the show. at
I'm
the
Christopher
too.
Palmer's in it. McMullet's in it.
You're in it?
Mistaken Mexicans in it.
We're talking like screen grabs. I'm talking like half a second
Yeah.
for Christopher Palmer
Oh,
in the opening of the episodes and
Quads
stuff.
is in it
It's
for
me,
the Quinn Hughes episode.
It's me looking very stressed out during, and I think you can tell my dad's looking at a review and he's pissed too.
yeah, I was gonna say, he does not look happy.
Yeah, you can just see some random people show up as you're scrolling through. It's well done. I mean, they're not going
It's
to
fun.
do it poorly, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do with a full season and some fun, some actual like ability to sink into. Like you said,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of the Shesterkin kind of drama.
Yeah, there'll be some random crap like Mana.
Yep. Following Stamkos in Nashville again, I
Yeah.
think would be kind of cool.
When's that contract up, Shesterkin? This year?
This year.
That was just this morning.
Shesterkin, Rantanen, and Mana headline the free agency class right now. Will all 3 of them get there? I think 2 of them will.
Who's your bets?
I think Rantanen's easy to sign. I think Shesterkin, I think he'll probably get signed, but if he really wants to
What
get
was the
his
contract he turned down today? 8 by 11.
Yeah, 11 by 8.
11.
And then
Thank
Mana.
you, Jeremy
Oh,
Swayman,
jeez,
for taking that first bullet for him, eh?
I just think he's worth 12. He's easily the best goalie in the league.
But can any team,
Is he
after
worth-
what Carey Price did to the Canadians, sacrifice that much of their percentage of their cap?
I think so.
But the
Well,
cap,
they
the
went
cap's
to-
going to keep rising, right? So the percentage will keep shrinking.
Yeah.
They went to a cup final. Montreal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
What does that do to Stu?
I don't know. I'm
Man,
starting to
I
wonder.
said
I
so.
don't want to think.
Swayman signed his deal the other day, and I just quote tweeted Puckpedia, I think, or maybe it was Frank, and I said, "Is this Stewart's future?" Man, I got lit up. I haven't been lit up like that on Twitter in a while, and I didn't even say it was my idea.
If Stuart Skinner goes into those negotiations with one Stanley Cup ring on his finger,
And of 4 nations I don't know. Do they get a
Whatever,
ribbon? What do they get
Medal,
on
I
there?
would guess.
But even just saying the cup ring overs Jeremy Swayman. So your base rate is right there.
Well, everybody. So the
Yeah,
counters
but
I was
Shesterkin
getting.
doesn't have a cup ring.
The counters I was getting was, well, Swayman's got a better save percentage in the playoffs, and I said, well, Stu's got way more wins in the playoffs. Well, that doesn't matter. I was like, well,
Yeah, I'm
you're
taking
just
W.
you're not
My
paying
goaltender
attention.
can have a terrible percentage if I'm winning. At the end of the day, yeah, you want to fix that, but
Also,
I'll take
Skinner,
W's over
Skinner's played
percentage.
50-plus games in a season. Twice. Skinner had to be a starter without a Vezina caliber guy in front of him. Like, I don't know. I don't think Stu is ever going to get that, but, like, I wrote a whole article about the comparables, so, like, I don't think the question is off base at all. Like, the
It's not off
idea
base,
that Skinner
definitely.
can at least point to Swayman's deal and go, I'm in that ballpark is, I think, right there. Oh, wow. You guys want a little bit of news?
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Jordan Eberle's been named captain of the Seattle Kraken.
Oh, good for him.
Good for Ebs.
Who was their captain?
They didn't have
It was
one.
Giordano, and then they traded him in the first season.
Makes sense.
And then I think they went without anyone for a bit.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think
shout out to Jordan Eberle.
Shane Wright
Former
gets
friend.
snubbed again.
He was supposed to be an Oiler at the deadline last year. Remember, we were on Eberle watch.
I think he
we were
was
probably
so
1 year in the
close.
future. That's why it's probably this year.
He was close. He signed a 4-year deal.
And I'm just kidding.
Taylor Hall's the guy we get this year. He's the former Oiler. We're bringing him back.
Is he coming back?
Yeah, he'll fit.
Well, we'll see him on Saturday.
Who did Ebbs
Oh,
hit?
yeah. Oh, Cogliano.
No. Who did he hit? No,
Ekholm.
and us.
Ekholm.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but he hit Cogliano, did he?
Yeah, he hit him from behind.
Yeah.
He did it right in the numbers.
Yeah, that was bad.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Time for some predictions. Our official predictions for the upcoming season. Tyler, get your list ready.
Yep.
Well, I tell you that we are very excited to partner with Odd Company Brewing to bring you a brand new Nation Beer. It's the Nation Beer Everyday Lager is going to be coming soon to cans and taps near you. Is perfect for the next big game, and it's your go-to lager. Nation Beer Everyday Lager is coming soon. Stay tuned for details, launch, distribution. Go check out the logos. We're going to have them up on social media everywhere. We are very excited to be partnering with Odd Company to get back in the beer game. Now, gentlemen, put your thinking caps on. Last year, we didn't do so well. But again, we didn't know we were supposed to do it for real.
And nobody knew we were keeping track.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just say them and then just forget that they happened, then, we were all right. But this time, we're doing it for real. Tyler, for Odd Company Brewing. What is our first prediction we're thinking about?
Okay, we're starting with a nice, easy one, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's not that easy, but it's a simple one. Points for Connor McDavid this year.
Points for Connor McDavid. So, gentlemen, the last 3 years, I'll say, Connor McDavid has had 123 points in 80 games. He's had 153 points in 82 games. Last year, he finished with 132 in 76. Of course, he hit the 100 assist milestone for the first time in his career and the first time forever in the NHL. Connor McDavid points. Who's keeping a record here?
I will.
Tyler's got the record. I'm going to start with Dan. You are down. You are out, but you're thinking. Connor McDavid points. What say you?
I say 129 points, 41 goals, 88 assists.
41 goals, 88 assists for 129 points. Is Dan?
Liam Horban, you've been thinking. You've been pondering.
Mm-hmm.
You're humming and hawing. Connor McDavid points. What say you?
I'm going to say he will have what did I say on the other show? 140, I think. 140.
How are you divvying on
Points.
that?
40 goals, 100 assists.
40 goals, 100 assists from
All right.
him.
Adds up.
Rick, I'm skipping Tyler for now because Tyler is the record keeper. Rick, what do you got?
I'm going with 42 and 102 for 144.
144 points. Connor McDavid. I'm going to go, Tyler, I'm going to go 151. 51 goals, 100 assists. He's going to do the 50-100.
I was thinking about that too.
I'm with you. So mine is 51, 102, 153. So I am,
Let's go.
I think for a second straight year, the most optimistic on McDavid.
Let's ride.
Makes me all question your fandoms, but that's okay.
I altered mine in the last couple of minutes here just because I thought I was a little too high. I was definitely above both.
I do like the idea, BM, of him trying to chase the 50-100.
Right?
That's
Like
cool.
it's one of the things that he doesn't have yet. So I don't doubt him ever. What's
So,
next, Tyler?
We like doing the big one for McDavid where we pick goals, assists, points. For Draisaitl, we are just doing goals. How many goals for the big German?
Let me walk you through the last couple of seasons, boys, while you're putting together your prediction. In 2020-21, that was only 56 games. He had 31 goals. The next season, in 80 games, he had 55. Then 52. And last year was a quote-unquote down year for Leon with 41 and 81. What is your goals total? We are reversing the order. Rick, you're up.
I believe you said his personal record is what?
His
55.
55 is his high.
And I have him at 56.
New career high coming for Leon from Rick. Jumping over Tyler because he is the record keeper. Liam, you're up.
56.
I'm going to say 51.
51 for Liam.
5-1.
The big 5-1.
That is 15 from my side.
Yeah, that's definitely 1-5 here.
5-1.
Nation Dan, you're up. Goals for Leon Draisaitl.
49 goals.
Oh, Dan, he's not going to stop
I'm
there.
sorry. 49 it is.
Tyler, for our friends at Odd Company, I'm going to say 50. What is a number he doesn't have yet? 53 goals. He does not have a 53 goal season yet.
I was going to go 53, so I'll turn it up one and go 54, BM.
He also doesn't have a 54 goal season.
There we go.
Your price is writing me.
A little bit. We're very close on both of ours so far, though,
Mm-hmm.
which makes you think.
Something to think about. Working through our official predictions for our friends at Odd Company. Tyler, what's next?
Our next one for our friends at Odd Company is Zach Hyman goals. Obviously, it was a big year last year for our boy Zach Hyman. I think similar to the year when Nuge put up 104 points, I think most Oilers fans are sitting there going, it's going to be a step back, but by how much?
The last few years, since he's been in Edmonton, boys, he set career highs all 3 years. It was 27, then 36, then 54. Jumping right in the middle with Liam Horban this time. What say you for Zachary Martin Hyman?
Zach Hyman, 43.
43 for Liam. Jumping down to Nation Dan, Zach Hyman.
Zach Hyman is going to have 39 goals.
39. Dan's low on kind of everybody here.
I think it's going to be spreading around a little bit more this year.
It's a decent take.
Rick, what do you got?
I just changed my 43 to 44.
I'm going to go 40. I'll jump right in quickly. 40 for Hyman. I am also pretty low.
Then I'm Price is Writing you this time. I had 41 written down. If he can maintain, the thing is, if he can maintain the chemistry with Connor, where there's no reason he couldn't, there's going to be a lot of those backdoor tap-ins.
Power plays.
My logic behind it is if Draisaitl's scoring more, someone else has to come down. So Hyman probably just
Or
a
we
tad.
just all score more.
44, 43, 39, 40,
41.
41.
Still a great year
So
for the
very-
It's a
Hyman.
fantastic year.
Mm-hmm.
We're working through our official predictions for Odd Company Brewing. Tyler Yaremchuk, what is next?
We are going to do a couple of head-to-heads here. So, again, maybe easy. Oh, obviously easier to be right. You got a 50% chance here. But we're going to do Nuge versus Hyman. Who finishes with more points? Our friends at Bet365 have Nuge's over-under about 4 higher than Hyman. So Nuge would be the favorite, I suppose, in this matchup. But what are you guys going to take?
So last year, Zachary Martin Hyman had 77 points. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had 67 points last year. We are going to start with Rick today. Hyman or Nuge, who gets more points?
Sorry, what did you say Hyman's was?
Last year, he had 77 points.
Okay, thank you.
He went for the Cy Young last year.
You did.
Nuge. I'm going Nuge.
We're just picking either or.
Either or. I'm going to say Nuge as well.
I'm also Nuge.
I'll go the Hyman.
Zach Hyman.
3 Nuges, 2 Hymans. We have split the room.
And then amongst the new guys, your next one is Arvidsson versus Skinner.
Oh, boy.
I'm taking Skinner in a landslide.
Yeah, I think I go with Skinner too. I think there's more of a chance he would get bumped up or maybe injuries on the power play.
I think he's just a little more offensive, and if we need some more grit or defensiveness, you're going to look at Arvidsson before you look to Skinner. I'm going Skinner on this one.
I'm curious to, Dan, why do you think it's going to be a landslide? Just help.
I have Jeff Skinner getting over 70 points this year.
Wow.
I think he's really going to come along and be a nice addition.
So last year, Jeff Skinner, not Stuart Skinner. Jeff Skinner had 46 points last year. Arvidsson obviously didn't play all that much. He only played 18 games, had 15 points. I am going to say, you know what? I'm going to say Jeff Skinner too, just because he's never had anybody like Leon Draisaitl or McDavid or even Adam Henrique passing him the puck with any regularity. I'm going Jeff Skinner.
I just really think he's going to have fun this year. He's going to have fun playing hockey for us.
I think they'll be really close, and I think it could be something where like Skinner goes and has like 32 goals and like 18 assists. So it's like, whoa, what a year! But he's a little bit like Hyman last year, where he goes for the Cy Young, very high goal total, low assist total. I think Arvidsson will maybe be more balanced, where he's like 26 goals and then he's got like 30 assists to go with it, and he edges them out. So I'm going to go Arvidsson.
Like it.
There you go. Our friends at All Company. Tyler, what is next?
The next one I have for you guys is let's go to the defense. Evan Bouchard points. Let's do full stat line with Bouchard, actually, because I'd like to get.
Stat line.
I'm going to get bold.
Was not prepped for this.
You're gonna get bold.
I'm going to say 30 goals
That's
and
not-
62 assists for 92 points.
That is
That is
fucking
not.
bold.
That is not what you said.
Yes, it is.
It's not what you said.
What did he say?
He said 35,
Uh-oh.
which is not
Deflation.
happened since the 80s.
Yeah, it's only happened. I was riffing. I wanted to really let it be known that Bouch was gonna have a big year, and I just kind of let it slip out.
So last year, that is a big season. 30 goals from a D-man.
Why not?
Anyone know the last time a demon scored 30 goals?
I only know because I listened to your show.
Okay.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Any
No
guesses?
idea.
Mike Green.
Oh, noted Oiler, Mike Green.
31.
What's
And he,
Oiler?
68 games.
Holy
What a year! That's what I mean, though. And he rode the point on a sick power play. So like, why can't Bouchard do it?
But he broke the Norris that year, too.
What was your totals?
30 goals and 62 assists.
That is a monster season.
Think how
That
much he's-
extension is going to be balling out. Holy.
make so
It
much
makes
money.
Shesterkin money.
Yeah, honestly, if he
Wow.
scores 30 goals, he probably does get Shesterkin money.
Not given.
Anyone else with their stat line?
Well, I didn't know it was that crazy, but I have him at 33 goals and 89 points.
What the hell?
Y'all
Guy
right.
scores
No.
Guy scores 5 on 5 as well.
I agree. I'm going to say he has 21 goals, which
You
would be a
hate Evan
fantastic
Bouchard.
season. I think he'll finish with 91 points. So 21 goals. That is 70 assists. That seems too even. 92.71 assists.
Dan, what do you got for
Players
Evan Bouchard?
never end on just even.
No.
No.
I say 29 goals for Evan Bouchard, 55 assists for 84 points.
I feel like a real crumb bum for what I was about to say.
We're so high on.
This is ridiculous.
I said 22 goals, 68 assists.
Yeah.
What did Carlson?
That's 90 points.
What was Carlson's breakdown in his? Because he had 100 points 2 years ago.
Yeah, he did. Carlson would have had.
He had 25 goals and 76 assists. And I know what you're wondering. Minus 26.
And I think that's to me, we are speaking for Oiler fans. We are Oiler fans, and we're not used to having Norris Trophy actual potential on the blue line. So
But I think you have a very offensively skilled defenseman here.
I'm not.
I think
taking
he's
anything
an
away.
I think you
elite
have-
player.
Pardon me?
He is an amazing elite player.
Apparently, we all think so.
30 goals.
But 21
by
goals is
defenseman.
amazing and elite.
Yes, it is. Carlson had 25 goals in his 100-point season and won
So it
the
was
Norris.
less than him.
Yossi that same year, remember those two were kind of both aiming for that 100. Finished with 96 points and had 23 goals.
Should have scored a few more goals.
See, and I think Bush has. Yeah, I think Bush is more
Just has
offensive
so
than
many
Yossi.
goals.
Yeah.
That's so
How many shots did
goals.
he take, though? How many shots? Did he
I don't know.
take a few more.
I don't know. 30, we said.
Okay, that's why we do the predictions,
I didn't-
Liam.
I didn't-
Hey,
I didn't-
you guys say what you want.
I
I'm just
definitely
giving
did
people.
not dip into the numbers that way.
I'm
I
giving
feel
people
like
the
a
content.
real crumb bum for 22 goals on a defenseman.
He's gonna be at
The
that by Christmas.
But we talked about this last year, though. Your guys' numbers are pretty high. So Bouchard's numbers have to kind of come up there to be able to meet the rest of them. It's just math.
Yep.
You're good.
Yep, it's a logical,
Just math.
just
smooth.
math.
It's fractions.
It's
fractions,
simple
baby.
fractions.
You just say simple
simple
fractions.
fractions carry the denominator.
Yeah.
What's next, Tyler?
Stuart Skinner, games played and save percentage.
All right, so if you want a little cheater on Stuart Skinner, boys, last year he had 59 appearances. Do you want appearances or starts?
Let's do starts then. That makes more sense.
57 stars, I think. Yeah.
57 starts, and he finished with a 905.
Keep in mind, one of those games played was that like minute he played in a Pittsburgh game when
Yeah.
Pickett didn't get his shutout.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
that's good. So
What was that? That was concussion protocol? Why did he get
yeah,
pulled
because
out
he got
again?
one right in the mask, which is the craziest reason. Like, goal happens all the time. He's a goalie.
So we are looking for starts and a save percentage. I will go with 56 starts and a 912 save percentage.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go lower on him this year too, because I think they trust Pickard. I think I'm factoring in that he will likely go to the Four Nations. So maybe when they come back from that, like Pickard gets a start we're not expecting him to get. I'll say 55, and his save percentage will be 908.
I'm going to tuck in with 53 games played and a 909.
Working through Stuart Skinner's year.
Which
Rick, what do you
are
got?
I had to alter mine there a little bit, but we'll go with. I liked your thinking behind the whole Nations Cup out there,
Thank you.
and this is based on hopefully Pickard can be exactly what he was last year. So let's go with a little bit easier schedule. We'll go 52 and 914.
What do you got over there, Chuckles?
I'm going to say 12 games and an 895.
Oh no.
Fucking dare you.
I'm kidding. I just thought that would be funny. I don't know why I thought that'd be so funny.
Was that what Jack Campbell did last year, or was
Yeah,
he?
no, I just said it. Just made up. I'm
He
going to
would have
go.
been 6 starts and like a 780.
Yeah, no. My thing is Stuart Skinner is going to be considered a top 10 goalie by the end of this season, so I'm going to go high on him. 58 and a 916, which would have been tied for the third best save percentage in the league last year.
Mama.
Wasn't league average, because I think when people look at this, the assumption is league average is always like, oh, he's not a 910. He's got to be better than a 910. But league average was like 905 or something like that last season. I think it was very low, maybe even lower.
Very few goalies ended up, of the goalies that actually played. So again, if you want to use the parameter of they had to play at least 30 NHL games last year, the only goalies, oh fuck, why did I close my tab? There were only 13 goalies who finished 910 or better.
Yeah, it's difficult.
So, yeah, if you wanted to get into the top 10, you had to be 913 or better.
I brought this up again because I still have a gripe. I've got to talk to Matt Larkin about this. His goalie tandem rankings when he had Skinner and Pickard at 17. Pickard's underrated, unappreciated.
So what was your bone to pick?
That Larkin has him so low. I really don't get it.
He's in bed before Oilers games start.
That's
though.
true.
Yeah,
I'll
know?
be in bed before tonight's 8 p.m. game starts.
they don't play tonight.
No, but there is a game tonight. They play tomorrow at 8
You're
p.m.
not going to watch
though.
Utah?
I actually will watch that. Not from the end, not from the goal side though.
No, can't watch it.
God.
That.
Okay,
it.
3 more, boys.
And then I've got some.
Oh, Oilers team total points this year.
Oh my goodness. What did Rick say last year? 170 or something like that?
Yeah,
Last year I had 120-ish.
What are you saying this year?
106.
What were they last year? I don't remember.
104.
104?
I'm going to say 114.
I feel low. I'm going to say 109.
I'm going 110. A nice, tasty, even number.
112.
108.
Wow, I'm high on 114, eh?
No, what? I had 114, so I had to change mine. I'm going to one up you now. I'm going to 115 because I got about 55 wins, and we'll get a couple one-pointers as well. So 115.
Tyler?
115.
Changed. Yeah.
What's up next for our friends at Odd Company?
Who will be the worst team in the Pacific Division this year?
Calgary Flames.
Calgary.
Boom.
Anaheim Ducks.
Ooh, interesting. Do you remember Anaheim did that a few years ago when it was like, they're turning a corner, and then Eakins dragged them right back down to the bottom?
Yeah, they had that's like, who is it? Is Bob McKenzie or something that says the results in October really don't matter? Something like that.
Yeah.
And they had
Oh,
good
yeah.
results in October.
And isn't Gibson out for a bit?
Dostal's their goalie anyway.
That's
Yeah,
the problem.
Gibson, he kind of lost number
That's why
one.
they're the worst.
Who'd you got, Rick?
Rick.
I do have Calgary.
This is so funny that 4 of the 5 of us just picked Calgary.
It does
on
make
brand.
sense.
And it's on brand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like, speaking of goalie tandems, who are their goalies? Vladar and Wolf?
And they'll probably trade Vladar. Someone would want him they could get him at 50 or
Get a
1.5.
pick, for sure.
Yeah.
Is Wolf ready, though?
Yeah,
Ready to
he
expose him?
probably. But by the time the deadline comes, you would hope. And also, you'd have like 20 games left, so who cares?
What's next, Tyler?
That'll be
All right, so this one, everyone's got to dial in. You don't need to give them in any order, but who are your 8 playoff teams in the Western Conference?
Okay, I'll go.
Wait one sec, because I was just in the middle of writing mine down. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm going to go 4 and 4.
Okay.
In this order: Edmonton, Vegas, LA, Vancouver, Dallas, Colorado, Winnipeg, Nashville.
The Pacific is winning the entire West.
There was a part of me that really wanted to pick Vancouver to miss, but I won't.
I know, I did that too.
I know.
In a prediction we did on the mailbag, I had LA and Vancouver miss. I thought that was a bit too bold.
I'm going Edmonton, Vancouver, Vegas, and then 5 from the Central: Dallas, Utah, Winnipeg, Colorado, Nashville, in no order. Dan, anyone else?
Edmonton, Vegas, Vancouver, LA, Dallas, Colorado, Nashville, Winnipeg.
Same as last year.
Yep.
I'm going to go Edmonton, Vancouver, Vegas. And then I will say Dallas, Winnipeg, Colorado, and Nashville.
You only picked 7.
You need Nate.
Ooh,
That is
I got one more. Bonus one?
Crossover.
I will do the Blues.
Ugh, can't believe you said that name on the show.
Rick?
Yeah, that makes me feel bad.
For the record, the Minnesota Wild plus money to miss the playoffs right now on Bet365.
I have Edmonton, Vegas, Vancouver, Colorado, Dallas, Nashville, Winnipeg, Minnesota.
The Mild. They make it.
All right, so
Who do you have?
I said Edmonton, Vegas, Vancouver, Dallas, Utah, Winnipeg, Colorado,
Oh,
Nashville.
Utah. I like that
Utah.
pick.
So the differentiators. BM has St. Louis. We all have a core 7. BM has St. Louis. Liam has LA. Dan also has LA. Dan and Liam have the exact same. Rick has Minnie, and I have Utah.
That's because we're right.
And there
And
you
it
go,
was
guys.
You guys
Those-
did try to do it.
I have them saved in the Google Doc where I write all my show notes. They will be with us all year.
Do you have a little room for,
As long as
I
you're
guess,
with us.
3 or no, hang on. 2 more because we covered them in yours. 2 more.
Yes, I can do that.
This one is going to be kind of like a regular season Ty Ratty award. Who is going to be the biggest surprise on the lineup? And that could be good, that can be bad. Just the biggest surprise on the Oilers lineup.
All right.
Yep.
I've
for
got
Edmonton.
high hopes for Jeff Skinner. As I said earlier,
God, Jeff
70
Skinner.
plus points.
Yeah,
for
that's
Jeff
a good one.
Skinner, then in brackets, good.
Yes.
Yeah, is it a good or a bad surprise?
You also might want to put Jeff.
I'll
there.
say Connor Brown will be very good. Connor, I should put Connor, not Josh.
And you might have to put Jeff.
Liam, who's a
for
surprise
these
for
two.
you? Who's going to be the biggest surprise, either good or bad?
I'm thinking Henrique in my head, but I don't want to say bad, but he's going to regress because he had like almost 30 goals last
He had a
season.
lot of power play time in that. It's logical.
Yeah, so I would say Henrique bad, but not in his play. I guess his totals from last year will look way worse than they did. which
For
is
me,
very
I'm going to
obvious.
say Victor Arvidsson good. I think he's going to be healthy, and I think he's going to score a ton of goals.
Good, lots of goals. Henrique, bad totals. Arvidsson, good, lots of goals. Connor Brown, good. Jeff Skinner, good. Rick?
Your breakdown of the whole cap situation kind of took my player out of this, I think, because I've kind of been pushing for Lavoie most of the year.
Did you actually order a jersey?
No,
Okay.
Phew.
it was
my
it
God.
was getting close. It was.
You
I
should
like
just
to-
not put names on
No,
them
I just
anymore.
like to get that.
Next guy.
Not the obscure guy, but I like to be the first
Future
guy yanking
considerations.
pulling the chain for everybody.
Yanking the chain.
So this one,
Idle
you know
hands are
what?
the devil's playground, Liam.
I'm going to stick with Lavoie, and I'm going to tell you he's going to be a full-time player, probably by a little after Halloween-ish.
I hope so. I hope so, because that means the other's going to accrue more cap because his money's lower.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a mood where I don't even care if they win or lose. I just want to see how much cap they can accrue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about them cap dollars. Last question, Tyler, if you would write this one down for me. Biggest league disappointment.
Oh,
That could be a player. That could be a team. That could be Dan dying on the podcast.
All right, Pete.
Need some water, Dan?
We also put him down with their grind.
see, I feel like
Biggest league letdown?
Yep. Could be a player. It could be a team. Could be whatever you like.
Oh, I got
I
one.
feel like I'm going to be so wrong with
Ooh,
this.
I got one.
But he just seems so relevant to say Jeremy Swayman after he signed his deal. is going to just let down the Bruins.
And
But
he did-
I also think the Bruins will probably win the division, so it doesn't add up.
Also, there's the added fact with Swayman, too, that missing preseason and training camp is
It
no
does
joke.
matter, yeah.
It's going to take him time to get back up to speed.
There will be a point in this year where there's a conversation being like, did the Bruins make a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess.
So mine's a bit of a contradiction, but I'm okay with this.
Lavoie.
The Vancouver Canucks.
I agree. I like that take. That's a good take.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's a good answer, Steve. That's a good answer.
Steve.
Here's mine.
Go ahead.
The Florida Panthers may miss the playoffs this year.
Oh boy. Don't get
I think that's a
excited.
team that just kind of had the Eastern Conference sleeping on them last year, in the sense that, like, I know that they were just running it back and it felt like a team of destiny. I don't think it happens this year for them.
That blue line stinks.
I'm going to say there's a ton of hype around them, and they don't get anywhere close to living up to it. The New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I don't get it. They're basically what the Oilers were for the few
I remember
years.
that game a couple weeks ago when we were guessing who was the second,
Oh,
the second highest odds for the cup, and I knew what we were getting, and nobody here had any like. Liam was going through his Rolodex of teams, and
I think
still
I said
couldn't-
Ottawa before I said New Jersey.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers Jacob Markstrom leading his teams to the promised
Yeah,
land.
someone's-
Noted playoff performer.
Same with Jake Allen. Jordan Bennington totally
I
didn't
think
come
the
in and win a
Hughes are
cup
slightly
instead of him.
overrated.
Yes.
I'm going to say the Islanders will miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're going to stink.
And we'll acquire somebody before the deadline, not trade them.
Yeah, like I'm not even saying like they're gonna miss by a couple
Bring in
points. Like
veteran leadership.
I think the only teams in the East who are gonna be worse than them are gonna be Montreal and Columbus. Actually, Montreal will be better than them. The Islanders will come second last.
Wow.
That would be
that
a
would-
major disappointment.
No.
It'd be very funny.
Do you think they'll be that low?
Oh, I think they are so ass. Also, Florida's defense does suck. Their their bottom pairing on opening night will be Uvis Balinskis
That's not a real
yes.
person.
and Adam Boquist.
So you're saying I should not have Uvis on my fantasy team?
Uvis Benervis sounds like when you're doing the auto draft in the EA Sports games, and it's
Yeah.
just like getting to
It's
fictional
one of the-
players.
It's one of those
Yeah.
names in Madden, way down the list. He's got a
25-year
ranking of
franchise.
47.
Yeah, New Jersey, that's a crazy one. We were saying on O&E today, just because Tyler asked the giant question was, are you worried so many people are picking the Oilers to win the cup? But I
Slightly.
think when you look through, and this is just early, obviously things will change. To me, there's only like 3 or 4 teams that are legit cup contenders today. Edmonton, Dallas, New York, Rangers, not the Islanders. And I threw Florida in there too, because I think you have to respect the champ. But other than that,
Yeah,
like
I don't
everyone has
respect
so
them at
many
all.
question marks. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not worried. To answer the question,
Good
again.
predictions, guys.
Let's wrap up the podcast with a little betting talk, because tomorrow we've got an Oilers game.
Oh yes.
For our friends at Bet365, the betting segment is here. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use the promo code OILYBONUS. The promo code is OILYBONUS. Dan, the promo code is...
Oily bonus.
I just want to look at tomorrow's game. The Winnipeg Jets are in town.
One game at a time.
Have you guys studied the lines?
Not yet.
Do we know where we're at?
And without Raphael Lavoie.
Because I want to know how good you are. I want to play guess
Probably.
that line on a couple of different things. I've got money line, I've got puck line, I've got the over and under, I've got anytime goal scorers that we can run through real quick.
Wow.
Dan, I'm going to start with you. The Oilers are favored to win at home tomorrow on the money line. But what is the line, Dan?
Minus 190.
Liam, do you know the line?
No, I'll guess minus 130.
We did this the other day. It's minus 170.
It's moved.
It's moved, Tyler.
Minus 175.
Minus 160.
They're minus 165 currently.
I
The,
thought we did this. Why did I say minus 130? God damn it.
the Winnipeg Jets are plus 140 on the money line. What if we get a little cheeky and we chase the puck line? Oilers minus 1.5. Dan, what do you think that puck line is over at Bet365 as of today?
Plus 350.
Whoa.
No?
No.
Usually have to-
It went too high?
Yeah,
way
a
too-
bit high. Plus 160.
You usually move it, I think, like 70 cents, so it should be like plus 110.
I have it at plus 135.
The line on the puck line tomorrow, if you're feeling a little frisky, boys,
I was right.
plus 150.
I was the closest.
Plus 150.
Would you
160.
You went over. Doesn't count.
Damn it.
So that's Oilers minus 1.5. Jets plus 1.5 is minus 180 in case you're interested. Over under, the line is set at 6.5 goals for game 1. What do you say about the over, Rick? What is the line for over 6.5 goals?
It should be like minus 115.
I was gonna say I think minus 120.
I think it's going to go under. I don't have a guess on the line. I don't know, minus 120.
I'm going to say plus 120.
It's almost a pick 'em.
It is even money.
It's a
6.5 goals is even
pick 'em.
money.
All those over and unders are always pick 'ems.
Well, when you have elite goaltending,
Going at the under is minus 120 if you're under 6.5. Then finally, I got 3 anytime goal scorers for you here, boys, and they're the big dogs up front for the Edmonton Oilers.
Woof, woof.
Zachary Martin Hyman, anytime goal scorer. Rick?
Plus 135.
Plus 115.
I'm gonna say plus 150.
Dan?
Plus 165.
Zachary Martin Hyman, game 1 of the NHL season, plus 130 anytime goal scorer.
Okay.
How about fresh $112 million contract in his pocket? Leon Draisaitl, anytime goal scorer. Liam?
140.
Tyler?
155.
I'm going like plus 120.
Dan?
130.
Leon Draisaitl. Winner is Liam, plus 140 for Leon Draisaitl anytime goal. How about the captain, Connor McDavid? I've got him at a 50-goal, 100-assist season. What is the anytime goal line for tomorrow's game against the Jets?
140.
155.
Dan or
150.
So one of you guys.
So we haven't started that game yet where it's like minus to get there. Let's go plus 120.
Connor McDavid is currently listed at plus 150 to score anytime. If you
Make money on them.
open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets, whatever sport, whatever the moment, it is never ordinary. At Bet365, use the promo code OilyBonus.
Who's going to score the first goal of the year tomorrow?
Hyman.
Victor Arvidsson.
Evan Bouchard.
Well, he needs a bunch of them, apparently. I'm going to go Connor McDavid. Opens the season, opens the scoring.
You see, Draisaitl has it back-to-back years now. First goal of the season.
What's your answer, Tyler?
Darnell Nurse.
Oh, I like it.
that.
Round the horn on a score prediction, boys. I've got a 6-1 win coming tomorrow for the Edmonton Oilers. Rick, you're up.
5-2.
4-1.
3-2 overtime.
Stop that.
5-1 Edmonton Oilers.
We got Oilers hockey back, and Oilers Nation Radio's back twice a week.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.